My name is Sadiqa Reynolds. I'm the president and CEO of the Louisville Urban League. I am a mother, I am a daughter, I am a friend. While I have your attention, my experience with being a Black woman in America has been full of surprise. I have also suffered injustice. I have dealt with racism. I have dealt with sexism. So my existence in this country as a Black woman is complicated, and it always has been. I've experienced racism really all of my life. I can remember back into high school when I was interning for a company and a man had a good day. He was excited. He ran out of his office and rubbed my head for good luck. I remember being at a baby shower for a colleague. We're just kind of sitting around, a woman talking about these Black women and them being on welfare and just how the system and these women just using the system. And I didn't say anything. I was shocked at some of the things that I heard. It was as if I wasn't in the room. So I waited until Monday when we got back to the office, and I talked with some people about what I had experienced, and then was coached into having a conversation with the people who had the conversation in front of me. And one of the women, who happened, quite frankly, to be my boss at the time, said to me, "I just don't see you as being Black. I just see you and I love you." And I said, "But I am Black." I think part of why that George Floyd case is so powerful for people, it is really the first time some white people really understood that even when Black people are not a threat, we could be murdered on camera. Not a hidden camera, but a camera right there in the officer's face. Just kneel on the man's neck with your hands in your pockets. And we don't see that every single day in the physical sense, but every single day there is power exerted, power to shut me down, to shut me up. I feel encouraged, but I also feel an obligation to be honest about where we are and how hard it is going to be to change things. It has always been a question of whether or not we have the will. And I think we're at a point in our country where there may be enough of us, enough people aligned together, that we actually have the will to be better. I would tell white people who want to be allies, and I think there are a good number of them, I would allow Black people to tell you their truth, to respect it. I think there's sometimes a misunderstanding of intellectual capability because people don't have the financial resources to make happen some of the things that they would like to see happen. So often I see very wealthy people who are attempting to align, but they also make attempts to substitute their judgment. And I'm very quick to say, I serve a community and I am a part of a community that has a lot of answers. What we don't have is a lot of resources, and that has nothing to do with being lazy. That has nothing to do with not wanting to work, not being intelligent. That has to do with the structures of systems in our country and how they have really worked to keep people in certain places, worked to make sure that we all couldn't really have access to the American dream. I wish that allies could be better ambassadors to tell people that it turns out there really is no limit to the pie. We can all have some. My presence does not mean that you have to have less. In fact, the world would probably be better if we had more people who had buy-in into the potential for what America could be. If more people really believed that they had opportunities, I think that we would see a reduction in violence. I think that we would see so many things changed if we really focus on the restructuring of our country and how we deploy resources and how we invest in people and how we make up for really broken policy in our country. My message to people who are feeling discouraged, who are feeling frustrated, first I want to say, you have every right to feel that way. It is exhausting. It is exhausting to be Black in America and in Louisville. It is exhausting to be an ally. It is exhausting to be aware of a better way to do things and to be stuck doing it the same old way. It has always been a question of whether or not we have the will. And I think we're at a point in our country where there may be enough people aligned together that we actually have the will to be better. And so I would say to white America, there is no risk in sharing your power. We don't mean anybody any harm. What we want more than anything is to have access to everything it is that you have. When we have that, we'll see this world, this city, will be really everything we now sometimes pretend to be. And that is not to say that this is not a wonderful place. There are wonderful things, there are wonderful people. But we can and we should do better.